I've got a mess in my kitchen and I just realized I'm making crusty potatoes and I've never done a video of it. This is one of my favorite potato recipes. It's really easy to make. Let's get started. I've already scrubbed some red potatoes. Now, typically in this recipe, actually don't look at these, use smaller ones, but these were kind of big. So after scrubbing them, I cut them in half, or a really big one, I cut it in 3 pieces. And this is a steamer basket. So next I'm going to steam them and I'll show you what that looks like. Here's my pan of water that I'm going to put the steamer basket on. So the lid is on and I'm going to let them steam here for 20 minutes. After the 20 minutes is up, take them out and off the heat and put them in the sink. You just want to put a fork in it just to make sure that they're somewhat tender in the middle. You don't want them to be fully cooked. You just want them to be easily pierced with a fork. So now they have to cool for 10 to 15 minutes. You can even put cold water on them if you want, because next we're going to peel them, because we're not going to bake these with the peels on them. Before I start to peel the potatoes, the other thing I'm going to do is preheat the oven to 400 degrees. Actually turn it on. But the other thing is I have this large, I don't know how many quart this is, casserole dish. But if you want to use one that's longer, that's fine. And for this, I have a half a stick of butter, and I always use salted butter. I'm going to put this into the oven and let the butter melt while I'm peeling the potatoes. To peel the potatoes, I just use a knife, and now that they're cool, they're still warm, but they're not so hot that they're going to burn my fingers. And I just, sometimes the peel peels off really easily, and this is what really takes the most amount of time. So you see how I just peeled it off and it came off. Some of these will and some won't. And then I'm going to keep these potatoes at the size they are, and then I have another bowl next to the sink where I'm just going to place them. So do that with all of the potatoes. Once the oven is preheated and the butter is melted, you're going to take the hot casserole dish out and then put all of the potatoes in. Now the trick is that you need to use a pot holder and toss the potatoes with a large plastic spoon or wooden spoon, something that's not going to damage the potatoes in the butter, because you want to get the potatoes completely coated on all sides with the butter. Next, I have 2 more ingredients. I have some Celtic sea salt, and I'm going to put in a half a teaspoon. And then I'm going to sprinkle on some paprika. There isn't any measuring amount for this. Just sprinkle it on lightly so that you get some nice color. Now they're ready to go into the oven, and we're not going to cover it. They're just going to go straight in. The potatoes are going to bake at 400 degrees for 45 minutes, and you don't open the oven or turn them while they're baking. And that's going to give them the right nice crusty outside and a tender inside. Here they are, fresh out of the oven, tender on the inside and crusty on the outside. If you don't finish them all, if the casserole dish comes with a lid, you can put the lid on it and put it in the refrigerator, and then heat them up again the next day at 400 degrees. Take the lid off and bake them for about 20 minutes, and that will heat them right up. These are so delicious. I'm going to show you how to make these delicious roasted potatoes. They're really easy to make. First, preheat the oven to 425. Next, we're ready to slice the potatoes. And